Hey guys, it's the dude who talks and welcome to another new video. So, as you can probably guess, I've been to a fair share of gigs, and what I wanted to talk about in this video is the unlikeliest gigs that I've actually seen a mosh pit in. Now, this isn't an attack on any of the bands mentioned on the video. I'm just clearly pointing it out and thinking, oh, very unexpected, or oh, what the fuck's going on there? You know, that kind of thing. So, let's dive in. Starting off this video is Anathema. Upon first listening to them, and this is my opinion by the way, they're not the kind of band where you just like, yeah, jump up and down and just like, yeah, they're quite slow, they're quite progressive, and they're quite emotional, which kind of took me by surprise when I actually watched them live. When I think it was when they were playing with Alcest, and the crowd were just like jumping up and down. It was really energetic, and kind of got me as a fan because I wasn't into them at the time. Well, I did like them, but I was there for Alcest. But it just goes to show how they got them going. Like, Anathema got the crowd going. It was really energetic. Now, this band I was just getting into when I watched them for the first time, which was at Club Academy. I'm talking about Red Fang, and more specifically Murder the Mountains era. Now, Murder the Mountains is a riff-filled sandwich of an album. Honestly, it's what got me into them. But in my naivety at that time was that I didn't think there was actually going to be like, you know, like a pit. But when I was there, it was like, I remember there was like two guys who just literally just went absolutely mental and just like shoved everyone. It was like, oh, fair enough. If I was a little bit more drunk, I would have joined in, but, you know, I wasn't, so there. This band definitely took me by surprise by having a pit in it. It was Manchester Club Academy, and it was 65 Days of Static. Now, I've never seen them before this. It was like, I think it was about, must have been at least 10 years ago, maybe a lot more. But I was kind of expecting it to have like a load of people just like nodding and just like clapping their hands. What I didn't expect was to see a full-blown mosh pit. Now, I remember seeing it for the first time and I was like, yes, I'm going in that. And I remember being a bit of a struggle because like people just wouldn't move, but I was like, I was not expecting it in the slightest. And at the very end, everyone like kind of like jumped on stage. I was like, fucking mental. Now, they don't really do a pit anymore. I think the last couple of times I've seen them, they kind of calmed down a bit, the crowd. I remember reading something on Last FM, someone was complaining about the people there had ADHD, people in the pit. It was just like, yeah, whatever, bud. But yeah, 65 Days of Static, that gig, that had the unlikeliest pit. I was pleasantly surprised as well. But I went seeing this band live for shits and giggles, basically, because I thought it would be a giggle, and it was. It was Electric Six. They were quite entertaining live, but I was pretty sure Dick Valentine was on drugs at the time. It was very weird. But what was even weirder was there was an actual pit. Now, listening to music, it's kind of like disco rock, and you don't really associate it with like grown men running into each other in a pit. I was like, cool. And also, while we're on the subject of this gig, I thought I'd tell you a very awkward story. I was with my girlfriend at the time who came with me to the gig, like a trooper she was. And I remember Dick Valentine mentioning that they were going to, I think the next stop on the tour was Liverpool. And everybody booed at the time, which would have been alright if my girlfriend wasn't from Liverpool. I remember glancing over and seeing like the look of anger on her face, and I was like, awkward. So yeah, I had to mention that story. Thanks. Leaving the best gig for last, well, the most unexpected gig, and I'm talking about Haim. Could you imagine me at a Haim gig? Probably not, but they're not that bad really. I kind of enjoy them. They remind me of Fleetwood Mac. Anyway, it was the Manchester Ritz, and I remember there was like a load of drunk students like next to me, and they were like really drunk. Can't remember which song which set them off, but suddenly it just went, they started jumping up and down and pushing each other, and I was like, oh, alright, I'd like to see them in a Slayer pit. That would be absolutely hilarious. But yeah, I did not expect to see a pit at a Haim gig. And what was also funny, I think one of them was so drunk, they were trying to get the attention off one of the sisters by saying, will you poo on my chest, or I love you and shit like that. It was kind of cringy, but kind of funny as well, because they were just that drunk. But yeah. So there you have it. Those were the unlikeliest gigs that I've ever seen a mosh pit in. Have you been to any gigs like that? Please let me know in the comments. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. It really helps me out. And all I've got left to say to you guys is that I've been the dude who talks, and cheers. Stay safe. Now, you haven't got rid of me just yet. I'm just going to introduce you that there's some more videos out there that I've made, and a couple of them will be floating around here, below my chin. So, make like Netflix and watch them.